Priority 1 fishing here. We're on the banks of the Snake River, chasing down some big sturgeon.
Big sturgeon.
Big sturgeon. We're going to go over a little bit here on the exact rigging that we kind of use. It's something that certainly is not utilized just for sturgeon. Can be used for a ton of different things.
Many different species, actually. Most commonly used with catfish, but you actually see it in applications for halibut or any of your bottom fish like that as well. It's a method where you're using a slide sinker rig to actually prevent tension on the line. So when that fish picks up the bait, they can run off with it without feeling anything. Now, you just saw us do a mort video here. This is our finished mort again on the same rig. We're running a relatively long line on this too, and that's one thing we didn't talk about in the other video, is make sure you have plenty of line to work with on your leader sections here. We run about 45 inches, I think, on that.
It really comes into play the variety of morts. I mean, sometimes you'll get one that's, well over, in excess of 10 inches or so.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to add, almost double the amount of half inches. It really soaks up that leader if you do that.
And so for sturgeon, a relatively large fish, we're actually upping our gear quite a bit. We're going up to 275-pound brake swivels. We're running 135-pound test leaders. Real strong stuff here to handle the rocks, to handle the species that we're after. Now that slide rig, this is just using a second swivel on here. That second swivel is sliding freely up and down my line. This is my main line that you're looking at now, which is on the other side of the swivel. And then I run a bead, and this is an 8mm bead, just to protect that knot connection that I have on that swivel. Acts as a bearing as well too, allows this weight to float around that or swing around that line without tangling up or twisting up. Now the weight is relative to the current, so we're running an 8-ounce pyramid sinker on this one, but we at times run 10-ounce, 12-ounce, sometimes even railroad spikes, depending on the current. The rig itself, after this point, goes up to a very large rod. We're running 15-foot surf rods here. This particular rod, grab it here real quick and show you. This is an Akuma Tundra. A little plug for Akuma there. This is one of my favorite rods to use. A 3-piece, 15-foot surf rod, fiberglass construction. Nice long rear handle on it, give you lots of leverage, and then our Cabela Salt Striker bait feeder system in a size 80. Now, whatever.
A lot of sturgeon with this rod.
A lot of sturgeon with this rod. Now, the reason for the length is the balance of the components. All three components working together: the line, the rods, the reels. You'd never want to take any one of those three out of the equation. It takes a lot of pressure off each individual component by dividing them correctly over the entire rig itself. 80-pound braids. Want something strong enough that'll handle the fish, but also thick enough it doesn't damage the fish. These are a very protected species. We want to make sure that we're protecting this fishery and for years to come.
Absolutely. Get bigger so we can catch them again.
You bet. So on the banks of the Snake River here in Idaho, we're catching sturgeon. So stay tuned. A few more videos coming up on some tips and tactics. Some casting maybe in those videos as well.